All right, so this is just going to be something real quick. I figured being I'm working on this live stream stuff, I thought I would try this. I ordered this the other day. It is the VocalBeat WindScreen for large microphones, it says. Now, I have, as I showed you the other day, I do have processing stuff configured in OBS for the Blue Yeti here. But what I wanted to try to see if this actually made any difference at all. I figured it couldn't hurt. It was like $6-7. I don't even remember. Maybe it was 12. There was a lot of reviews on Amazon for these things, and some of them were negative because they said that when they came, it was a vacuum sealed package and it just crushed the foam thing, or they were really thin and flimsy and stuff like that. This one actually had a video review, but honestly, it looked like the video review was made by the person that actually is involved with the product and not just the customer. It was really hard to tell. So I figured but I tried it. I mean, the other ones had really crappy reviews. They all kind of did, honestly. So, you know, what do you do, right? So I picked this one. So out of the box, the first thing I noticed is it's not a vacuum sealed type wrapper. So it's just in this. So the thing is not like totally crushed and compressed down to nothing, which was a big complaint on a lot of the ones I read. So as far as thickness, maybe a 1/4 inch thick, so it's not overly thin. It actually feels about right, about what you would expect, I should say, from this kind of windscreen, pop filter, whatever you want to call it. So now the question is, because it doesn't specifically say it's for the Blue Yeti, this just says for large microphones. Let's see how it works. So I'll bring this up. You can see it. Kind of hard to do with one hand, but all right. Okay, I'm going to set this down. You get the idea. Do you hear a difference? Wow. Is it just because I moved the microphone, or is it really made that much of a difference? It fits fine. Let me bring it back up. Yeah, it does fit fine. No issues there. So that's all good. Probably what I'll do is, here's what it sounds like with it on, and kind of make some breathing noises into it. Does it sound better? What do you guys think? I'm going to try to set the same difference, and what I'm going to do is take it off, and we will see how it sounds after I make a bunch of noise taking it off. Maybe I'll mute it while I'm taking it off so that it doesn't cloud your judgment. Of course, you can always just go back. I'm going to try to keep in the same position. I'm going to go ahead and mute it for a moment. All right, does it sound any different? So I do hear without the noise. See, now the thing you have to keep in mind is I have noise processing, signal processing on OBS running. So the question is it any better? I mean, I could turn all the signal processing off, but that's kind of the point. If you're running OBS and you can turn on the signal processing and it sounds just fine, do you need to buy this? So I really don't want to have to delete all my signal processing, but let me see if there's another way. Maybe I can just add a new device. You know what? I bet I can. So I'm going to do that. So this is what it sounds like without this on, with signal processing like a compressor and a noise gate and all that kind of stuff turned on, and an EQ. So now I'm going to put it back on. All right, and I can hear only a very minute difference. And my headphones, I'm hearing it without any signal processing. So more than likely, you're not hearing any difference. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new interface here so that you can hear it with and without the signal processing. Now let me take it off. It does make a difference on that. So let me talk really close. Put it back on. It's slightly better. It does help. So for 12 bucks, it does help. But let's turn the signal processing off on the thing here. So sorry, this is not a very scientific way of doing things, but okay, audio input. I'm going to make a new one, and I am going to pick the Blue Yeti, and okay, and now I've got to turn off the one with compression. Yeah, so now you're hearing with no processing whatsoever. This is a new input with no processing turned on, no EQ, no anything. Shouldn't be. Let me check. Advanced audio properties. Audio input. Off. And let me check filters. Make sure there are definitely no filters. Definitely no filters. So you should hear a difference between what I had with all the OBS filters and without. This is with the windscreen on. There is background noise. I can see that it's still coming through with my VU meter here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it off. This is without it. It definitely helps for, it does help for that. I don't think it helps for, people were saying it helps removing fan noises and stuff like that. I don't see how that, oops. I don't see how that really could be the case. It's too far away. But we'll see. I mean, if it's helping with anything, I mean, just turn your fan off. If you got, just turn a fan off if you got fan noise. I mean, that's what you should do, right? Not try to use this. But it does definitely seem to help for the breathing noise. Definitely helps with that. So for 12 bucks, if that's what I paid, I don't honestly remember. It's on Amazon. You might be able to find it on my page if I ever get my website finished under thejohnnyoshow.com/promotions. And then if you go there, you can get a link. I'm, like I say, at this point, that was a good addition for 12 bucks. So I hope you find that useful. If you're looking for these things, it definitely came in decent packaging that doesn't, compress it and ruin it. And it definitely feels like it's not overly thin. It feels like it's the thickness it should be for what you're expecting. And that was some of the reviews I read on the other ones, was they were either vacuum sealed too tightly and completely crushed to oblivion, or just too thin. So there you go. I hope you find that useful. Oh, one more thing. I'm going to go back to the OBS audio that's processed. There you go with the OBS process. Anyway, hope you find that information useful, and you guys have a great afternoon.